normally it starts off, yes, painful, but like not that bad. But with this tattoo, it started off super painful and it didn't become less painful. Perfect. Hi, hello you guys, welcome back to Susilifts, the channel that is actually trying to give you fitness advice, and today we are not talking about fitness but my new tattoo. Make sure you follow my Instagram, which is linked down below and somewhere on the screen right here. I post fitness content, I post tattoo content, I post everything you could imagine. I post a lot. So follow me on there, please, if you want to support me. That would mean so much to me. And today we're going to do a chit chat get ready with me natural makeup look, almost like a no makeup kind of thing, for a little date with my boyfriend. And I will tell you about my new stomach tattoo, the pain, how it was, if I'm happy, all of that stuff. So let's get ready. So before I start getting ready, I always use this self-made aloe vera water. Ignore the packaging. This is just aloe vera with water. Boom. Just to prep the skin. Then I use a vitamin C serum. And so I got a new tattoo, a new stomach tattoo to be exact. It is underneath, like it goes from underneath my boobs up to my chest, so like in between my boobs, and down to my hips on the side, you know, on my waist it goes down to the hips, and in the middle it's just upper stomach. I have always wanted a tattoo like this. I love stomach tattoos and under boob tattoos. Now I'm using some acne serum type of thing. For me, it was a dream. You know, I wanted to have a stomach tattoo. I wanted to have this exact stomach tattoo in this exact font, you know, and just with a word and big bold letters and just a very specific style. And I really wanted that for so long. But I was honestly just really scared, like really scared. Eye cream. And I don't know, I was just so scared of getting it. First of all, because of the pain, and second of all, I mean, it's a huge tattoo, you know, it's a really big tattoo. And I just didn't know if I was ready for that commitment to a tattoo like this. I just didn't know if I wanted to have one of those on me, but I always knew that I loved tattoos like that. You know, I was obsessed with people who had similar tattoos like that, and I always just felt like this is like the coolest tattoo ever. Then I was just thinking about getting an under boob tattoo, and I texted my tattoo artist and I said, come up with something, you know, be creative, come up with something that you think looks good. And he was like, okay, I'll draw something up. And I was like looking at Instagram pictures and I saw one of those tattoos again, and then I was like, you know, fuck it, I want to have an under boob tattoo. Why not get this type of tattoo that I've always wanted? So I texted my tattoo artist. He was totally into the idea. He was like, okay, come to the studio next week. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I went there and I was super scared, and I didn't tell my parents. That's a funny thing. My parents are not at all against tattoos. I'm mixing two sunscreens right now. One is heavier, one is lighter. My parents are not at all against tattoos. They love my tattoos. They're always really excited when I get a new one, you know. So I just didn't tell them because I wanted to surprise them, because it was such a spontaneous thing. I thought it would be really fun to just not tell them and to surprise them. So yeah, I took a day off of work to get tattooed because I like being very stress-free on tattoo days, and especially a tattoo like that, you know. I was really scared. I was really terrified. Really terrified. I went there. My tattoo artist and me, we love each other. No, but like I was not scared of, I don't know, like he really calms me down. I was not that scared anymore when I entered the tattoo studio, and he was like, we can do it, you know, we'll probably do 2 sessions. And I was like, okay, as you say, sir. So we started, and we at first did the stencil, you know, and we got it first try, because like putting a stencil on an area like this is always quite hard. You have to have the exact sizing, you know, you have to find the perfect size, then you have to put it on straight, you know, you can't wiggle it around, it can't be like, it just needs to be straight, and it needs to like be in the middle of the stomach. So we did that, and that worked out quite well. I went into this tattoo with a different mindset than I normally do. Normally I go into tattoos with the mindset that yes, it will hurt, but it won't be that bad, and I will just have fun talking to my tattoo artist. And I'm always super excited, you know, I love getting tattooed, also just because I love my tattoo artist, I love his assistant, it's always so fun there. He definitely also managed to calm me down again, and we started, and it went well, you know, like, it was very painful, you know, I won't lie. Where the fuck's my hair gel? There. I won't lie, it was very painful, and it started off being very painful, and that's the thing, you know, normally it starts off, yes, painful, but like not that bad. But with this tattoo, it started off super painful, and it didn't become less painful. And I actually started focusing on counting numbers. So as I said, I went into this tattoo with a different mindset. I went into there thinking that I really have to be careful not to fucking die while getting this tattoo. So I started counting numbers and focusing on pictures in the tattoo studio, and I counted until 1,700 or something like that, but I just lost track of my counting all the time, and I started somewhere else and stuff, just to like get my mind off of the pain of getting tattooed. I'm just preheating my lash curler. I was really focusing on my breathing as much as I could, and we were doing, I think, 1.5 hours, then we made a little pause, and then we did another hour maybe, and then we were done. So 2.5 hours of tattooing. So as I said, we did about 2.5 hours of tattooing, which is a time span that works very well for me. I've gone longer too, but like for this tattoo, it was super painful. I will not lie. My tattoo artist also told me, you know, yes, this will be more painful. This is just a different thing, you know, this is just an area that really isn't fun, and that I would not recommend people to get done if they don't have tattoo experience. I'm sorry, but if you want to get a stomach tattoo and you have never gotten a tattoo before, and it's going to be like a huge stomach or rib or underboob tattoo, I don't know if I would recommend that. I mean, if that's the only tattoo you want, then yes, go get it. But if you also want other things, then maybe start with other things in other areas like legs or arms, or I don't know, stuff like that, to just kind of understand what tattoo pain is like. As I said, I think you should not start your tattoo journey with a tattoo like this unless this is just the only thing you really want. Then of course you have to start with this, because like, if that's the only thing you want, you can't start with something else, am I right? I would just not recommend starting getting tattooed with a tattoo like this, because this is going to traumatize you. And I don't know, I would have never been able to handle the pain and just the discomfort if I didn't have tattoo experience already, you know. I know how to focus on my breathing to make things easier for me, and that's stuff that I know because I've been getting a lot of tattoos and I just know how I can handle this, and I can't even tell you how you should handle it because people are different, you know. Definitely do it if you like it, but if it's your first tattoo, maybe go for something else. This isn't something that you can just push through for like half an hour and you're done. Just to get that out of the way. But as I said, the tattooing itself was very uncomfortable. We did the lines in the first session and the shading in the second session, which I'm really thankful for, because I would have not been able to do it in one session. I mean, of course I would have been able to do it in one session. I do have the chance to do it in 2 sessions. My tattoo artist is not that far away from me. So when it comes to tattoos like this, I would rather just split it into 2 sessions and just get both done, you know, without completely dying. I definitely recommend that. You don't have to push through and do everything in one session, you know. If it's a big tattoo and it's just very uncomfortable, don't be ashamed to go for 2 sessions. And every good tattoo artist would recommend that to you and suggest it to you in the first place when they see it's a big tattoo. I have gotten 2 tattoos that I did in 2 sessions, my upper arm and my stomach. The pain of the lines was really fucking bad, you know. Like in the beginning it was bad already, but it of course progressively became worse, because the longer you sit there, the worse and more uncomfortable it becomes, and you start tensing up. So we did one little pause where I went outside, got some fresh air, just to release some tension, just to calm down, because being tensed is the worst thing you can do while tattooing. You should always try to like be very relaxed, to keep your muscles loose, but that is pretty much impossible if you're in a lot of pain, you know, and you start tensing up and holding on to things and cramping and stuff like that. That's why a little pause, or maybe 2 pauses or 3, are just great, you know. And I think that with this tattoo the pain is just different, because it's not just tattoo pain, it's also just, you can feel this pain in your literal stomach, you know. You can feel it on your ribs, you can literally feel it. Like I started getting sick. I felt like I had to throw up, because it's pressing against your stomach and so much pain on your stomach, and the skin is so soft. And they had to work together, like my tattoo artist and his assistant. She was pulling my skin, you know, she was holding it, because there is no resistance. The skin is so soft, there's only like fat beneath it and not a lot of muscle. And he told me to flex my ab muscles as hard as I can in some areas, and his assistant was just pulling my skin back. I always do this to bake my contour and to make it sharper. The line work was okay, the shading was worse, of course, as always, but we didn't take that long to do the shading. My tattoo artist works very quickly, and I'm so thankful for that. He really is quick when it comes to tattooing. He's just the best, you know. My tattoo artist has my heart. I love him with everything. I love you so much. But what do I think about the pain now? Because that's what most people want to know. How would I rate the pain? It's not a 10 out of 10, because that would be even worse than this. I don't know how terrible that would be, but it would be worse. But it was definitely a 9.5 out of 10. The worst area for me was on the hip bones. That was a 10 out of 10. The hip bones were a legitimate 10 out of 10 when it comes to pain. But luckily that was not a lot that had to be done there. A lot of shading, like the lines were terrible already, and the shading, you know, on the hip bones was bad, because it's literally only black. It was not like gray, it was not like a slight hint of black, it was just black all over the fucking hip bones, and that was so painful. Like the hip bones were the worst area for me. I was dying on them, and like close to my belly button. I did not like when nothing was beneath the skin, because it was hurting on just a way that I can't even explain. You could feel it in your body, you know. Even though the pain was actually worse on the ribs, it was more comfortable, because there were at least bones beneath it, you know. It didn't feel so like loose and flabby and weird. Would I do it again? 10 out of 10, yes. I would definitely do it again, even though it was very painful. I would definitely do it again, because I am obsessed with this tattoo. First of all, it's beautiful. It's done so nicely, as always. I'm super happy with what my artist does on me. Again, I just always wanted to have a tattoo like this. I love the style of it, I love the look it gives me, I love how big and bold it is. It's just something that you don't see all the time. It's not a new tattoo, you know, but it's something that you don't see all the time. We did just use this type of tattoo, you know, because it's not new, as I said. People have done it before. And we just made something very original out of it. My tattoo artist added some of his creativity on my chest. I will show you the tattoo later, so that you can see what I mean. And as I said, I would 10 out of 10 do it again. If you're thinking about getting a tattoo like this, I would say yes. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe not as your first one, maybe not as your second one, maybe get some easier ones before, just so that you can get used to how to handle pain, because tattooing is really painful. Like, people sometimes don't get how painful it is, I think. Like, it's not like you're there and saying it's kind of hurting. It is really bad. Like, I am not that sensitive anymore. I used to be very sensitive when it came to tattooing. My pain tolerance was like 0, but now it has become a lot better, you know. I can handle a lot of pain now, or a lot more than I used to be able to handle. I do think that a lot of people describe tattooing as way less painful than it actually is. I think that tattooing is absolutely horrible. Like, I'm sorry if I'm scaring you, but it's the truth. I think getting tattooed is absolutely horrible. Like it's bad. It's really, really bad. And that's just the truth. But I still do it, so it can't be that bad, you know. Pain is definitely worth what you get for it. And it's also a kind of pain that I would say is kind of fun. I don't know how to describe that without sounding completely weird. But the pain is really bad, but I kind of enjoy it because it comes with art that is put on my skin, and it's a pain that I can handle because I, for example, hate piercings. I cannot handle piercing pain. I don't like it when holes are poked into my body. But the pain of tattooing is only on your skin, you know? So I don't think it's a pain that I'm scared of. But, like, it's really hard to explain that. If you personally have never gotten a tattoo, you will have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I personally have a lot of issues after getting the tattoo because I have issues with my nervous system. I often faint. I faint really quickly. Not while getting tattooed anymore. That happened with my first tattoo. But after that, it didn't happen anymore. But at home, you know, when moisturizing, when cleaning the tattoo and putting tattoo cream on. When we did the lines, the first day after getting tattooed, I fainted in my bathroom before work. And when I got the shading done in the evening after that, and I took the foil off, you know, and I cleaned it, I literally almost threw up. But those are things that, you know, pass in like a few minutes, and it's not that bad, to be honest. I would say that this is definitely one of my favorite tattoos. I don't want to say my absolute favorite because that always changes, and right after getting a new tattoo, you always say that's my favorite, you know, just because it's new and still so fresh. You will say, oh, I love this tattoo the most, but then some time passes and you just discover that you love all of your tattoos like me. I love all of them, but this will definitely be one of my favorites because it's so big. It's something I've wanted forever, and it gives me such a significant look, you know. So this is the makeup look. I'm done now. This is just, oh my god, I will show you in normal lighting because this is horrific. This is the makeup look. Just blushed up, matte lipstick, big eyes, you know, lashes done, eyebrows done. Let's remove this hairband. My hair is super greasy and ugly. I will put it in a ponytail or something like that. And now I will show you the tattoo. Get excited. So here we go. The P, the O, the I, the S, O and N. So this is poison. And then we have this little bottle of poison with some leaves in between my boobs. And this is just the beautiful tattoo, you know. Here it goes down to my hip bone, connecting with the roses. And then it just goes like here and here.